Good morning, Bradley Elementary School. Happy Monday, March 22nd, 2021. And I hope you guys are ready for the last week of school before spring break. Last week, we took a peek at the distance learning matrix, where we kind of reminded ourselves about how we behave in that virtual platform. And remember, we were using our pause so that we can be productive, polite, and positive. So today I wanted to spend just a second talking about at school learning. So we're going to kind of look at using our pause when we're at school, because after the break, many of us are going to be coming to school. So let's take a look at the first one. So again, this is our at school learning matrix, and we have the same pause: positive, accountable, wise, and safe. And then we have different areas where we're going to be using our pause to make sure that we are productive, positive, and polite Bradley Bears. So let's start with the arrival and dismissal time. So that's going to look a lot different for some of the older kids that have been here at Bradley in the past. This process is going to look a lot different than it has in the past, and that's okay. We're gonna teach you how everything works, but there's some things that you can do to help us with this process. And so, first of all, when you're arriving to school and you're dismissing, stay positive. Use polite language. Greet staff and keep 6 feet apart. Put a smile on your face. Accountable. Be on time. Follow the signs and procedures. Only bring materials that you need. So if you don't need to be bringing a backpack, you probably don't need one, because we're going to have all the supplies for you. But I know some of you will need backpacks for a different reason, and that's okay. But only bring what you really need, because the less we have, the less we have a chance of losing or getting cluttered. So good. And last, and then, of course, being wise. You need to make sure that you alert an adult if you are not feeling well. And you should probably do that before you get to school if you're getting dropped off. And, of course, be ready to learn when you get here. Safety. There's a lot of safety things that we're going to work on, and we're going to talk a lot more about this later. But the main thing you need to remember is that you need to keep your masks on while you're at school, and we're going to try to maintain at least 6 feet of distance whenever possible. We're going to be doing a screening process where you get your temperature taken, and a couple questions are going to get asked to you. And so there's going to be a line, and there's going to be a whole process. So just make sure you're waiting patiently and taking your turn for the screening. And then after you've all been cleared and your temperature's been taken, then you're going to line up on the playground to wait for your teachers to take you to class. And so make sure that you line up at your area. We're not going to be playing much before school starts or after school. So the playground's going to be off limits, like all the play structures and things like that. So we're just going to make sure to keep everybody safe and accountable. We're going to make sure that we're just lining up on our spot in the playground, and we are ready to go into class. So that is how to use your pause during arrival and dismissal. And I'm going to go into a lot more details about that later, but I just wanted to give you that little piece today so you can start thinking about it. Part of the arrival and dismissal will be, well, just arrival, is that you're going to have questions asked of you to make sure that you are completely healthy and don't have any chance of having coronavirus. And so part of the process of coming to school every morning is going to be answering some questions about how you feel and the people you've been around, to kind of make sure that we're keeping everybody safe, because the last thing we want to do is accidentally get somebody sick at school. So there's going to be these posters that are going to be posted, and you're going to be answering them. You're going to be looking at the pictures, and you're going to be able to answer the questions. So, do you have a fever? Yes or no. If you have any of these, if you are going to answer yes to any of these, then you don't want to come to school at all anyways. But once you're at school, we're just going to double check to make sure you don't have any of these symptoms. So we'll be asking, do you have a fever? Yes or no. And we're actually going to take your temperature, so we'll know for sure. Do you have a shortness of breath? Are you having trouble breathing? Hopefully, no. If you do, then you need to stay home before you even get to school. Do you have a runny nose, or if you're congested? And if it's not related to allergies, then you need to be staying home and don't come to school. Do you have a new loss of taste or smell? These are all related to if you actually had the coronavirus. So hopefully the answer is no there. Are you just unusually tired, or do your muscles hurt? Do you have a bad headache? Do you have stomach problems? Do you have diarrhea? Or are you feeling so sick you might throw up? So if you have any of those symptoms, it's important that you don't come to school. And we're going to be asking you at school just to double check. So make sure you know how to answer those questions. And this is mainly for the younger kids that are gonna we're going to be asking those questions of even our youngest students. So we want to make sure that they know how to answer those questions. And then on this poster, it's going to ask you a few more questions, and then once you answer those questions with a no, then you're free to come onto campus. So, have you been exposed to the coronavirus in the last 10 days? Yes or no? Hopefully, the answer is no. If the answer is yes, then don't come to school in the first place. Number 2, have you been exposed to anyone who is sick with COVID symptoms? So, if anybody you know that you've been in contact with has any of those symptoms, then you would say yes. But hopefully, the answer is no. Number 3, anyone in your house have a positive COVID test? So if you know that somebody has coronavirus in your house, then you don't want to come to school. And so that's just another extra safety precaution. And last but not least, anyone in your house, is anybody in your house sick or have the symptoms? If the answer is yes, remember, we want you to stay at home so that you can keep all of the rest of us here at Bradley safe. So take a look at these, talk to your teacher about it, talk to your family about it, and make sure that you know how to answer these questions when you come to school. And remember, if you're answering yes to any of these questions, you're going to want to stay at home and make sure that you call our office to make sure that we can make sure that you have everything you need to be safe and healthy. Okay? So that's kind of a lot, but there you go. Okay, a couple reminders. We are still passing out materials this week. Also, we do have our report cards. They are printed and ready to be picked up. So come by school today to come get it. And also, we have a special letter for kindergarten and first grade students. And we have letters that are ready for you, which will tell you which cohort you got into after the break, after vacation. So some students will be coming on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in the afternoons. Some kids will be coming Thursdays and Fridays, and other kids will be coming all 4 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And this letter that we have when you go to the cafeteria will tell you exactly which group you're in. So tell your families, tell your parents, tell your adults to come to the NPR today to get that letter, so everybody knows exactly what cohort you're in. And just another side note, we did get confirmation that our afternoon learning time will be from 1 to 2:30. So that is our time for in-person learning in the afternoons. This Friday is Superhero Day. So please dress up as your favorite superhero or villain. Come with your favorite action figure and show off your favorites this Friday. I'm looking forward to it. We'll have more info on that later. We do have a couple of birthdays. So Zoe and Joseph, happy birthday to each of you. And I hope you guys are enjoying your birthday. I will be eating birthday cake with you as well because it's my son's birthday as well. So my son David turns 6 today. So you share a birthday with my son, which is kind of cool. So I hope you guys are enjoying your birthday. I know I'm going to enjoy my son's birthday as soon as I get home today. And I hope you guys have a great one. Last but not least, we have a beautiful bear that has been created by Taylor and Miss Goodhart's class. So thank you. And thanks for sharing a picture of yourself holding your picture. I think that's even better. So thank you for starting our day off on the right foot. And with that, I'll let you guys get your day started. Happy Monday. Happy last week of school before spring break. And go Bears. Goodbye, everybody.